Okay, class, you know what that sound means. It means it's time for you to grab your notebook, your pencil, and your Bible. I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute. It's like 9 o'clock at night. Depending on where you live, it may be like 10 o'clock at night. You may be thinking, wait a minute, what? That sound, that's not the sound for 9 o'clock at night. It's not the sound for 10 p.m. It's not. I know, it's the sound for a Bible pop quiz. But we call them a pop quiz for a reason, right? Because they can pop up anywhere at any time. Even though I tell you that the pop quizzes are really going to happen on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I mean, sometimes I have to mix that up, right? Because if I don't mix it up, it wouldn't be the Bible Pop Quiz podcast, right? It would be the Bible Test podcast, right? Because it would be scheduled. You typically know when a test is going to happen. So unprepared, you're not ready, you're thinking about going to bed, and all of a sudden you heard the sound, and immediately, right? You should be trained by now. You should be trained. As soon as you hear this sound, right? As soon as you hear this sound, as soon as you hear that sound, you know, just grab the notebook, grab the pencil, grab the Bible, because a Bible pop quiz is about to occur. So I hope you are ready. I hope this will prove to be beneficial. And of course, hey, we do have a kind of a special situation here. Whenever I do a Bible pop quiz, and let's say I'm supposed to do one on Friday, and all of a sudden Thursday night at 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m. If you do the quiz immediately and send it to me at newsif@yahoo.com, like immediately you do the quiz, just like in real time, and send it to me, you get an extra 50 points. If you wait till tomorrow or Saturday or Sunday, you don't get any extra points. I'm sorry. Like if you get it in before midnight, right? Then you get extra points. Is that fair? I know people are going to wake up tomorrow and go, that's not fair. I wasn't even awake. Well, see, that's what happens. That's why sleep is such a negative thing, right? Sleep is a negative thing. Okay, but are you ready? All right. So here's what we're going to do. I know there's been lots of discussion and lots of debate on when I should review the previous pop quiz. Some think I should review the previous pop quiz at the end of the new pop quiz, because some person may tune in and say, well, I didn't hear the last pop quiz, so I don't want to hear the review. I want the new one. I'm still debating that. I do understand everyone's perspective, but it's so weird to me. It's so weird to me because I'm like, how can I give you the new one when we haven't reviewed the last one? I feel like we haven't completed. We didn't close the circle, right? That it's still sitting there waiting. So I'm going to do a review. I am going to change up how I do the reviews so that I can expedite them and make them a little quicker, right? So hopefully you'll find this to be beneficial. Look, send me your feedback. newsif@yahoo.com. That's newsif@yahoo.com. newsif@yahoo.com. I'm definitely taking in all of the constructive criticism and suggestions, and I'm going to try to formulate this into a way that works best for everyone. But at least in my mind, it would be weird to go, okay, here's the pop quiz for today. And then when it's done going, okay, wait, don't go anywhere. Don't go. We need to review 3 days ago. It just seems, I don't know. So that's my thought. And even if you missed the last one, even during the review in a roundabout way, especially if I were to do the review like I usually do, I read the entire question again. Someone could literally kind of just do the last quiz in real time, but I don't know. So I'm still debating it. But are you ready? We're going to do a quick review. Our last Bible pop quiz was dedicated to Proverbs chapter 24. Proverbs chapter 24, and the questions were based off of, let me count here. Hang on. This is the one for today. We don't want that. It was based off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 verses. There were 5 questions based off 6 verses. All of them came from Proverbs chapter 24. So what I'm going to do is just read to you each one of those verses because they were all fill in the blank. They were all fill in the blank. So if you want to participate, all you need to do tonight, like if you did not do the Bible Pop quiz, all you need to do is just write down on paper all the verses I'm about to read. Just write them out word for word for word for word, and then write the book and the chapter and the verse. That would be a good way to participate because it was fill in the blanks. But I think they were from some very good verses, all right? So the first one came to us from Proverbs chapter 24, verse 1. Proverbs chapter 24, verse 1. There were three missing words, three fill in the blanks that you needed to do on Proverbs chapter 24, verse 1. But let's just read it. Proverbs chapter 24, verse 1. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. That's Proverbs 24:1. And the danger of trying to do reviews is I want to start preaching. I want to start teaching. I want to start asking theological questions. I want to start asking practical questions. I want to start adding application. I want to talk about my own struggle. Have you ever been envious against evil men or desired to be with them? Oh, come on. I think we all have to some level, right? And then we could ask ourselves, why do we? Why? Oh, well, see, but I see, I'm gonna start teaching. That was Proverbs 24:1. The second question number 2, again, was fill in the blank. There were 3 blanks to fill in, and it came from Proverbs chapter 24, verse 7. Proverbs chapter 24, verse 7. Wisdom is too high for a fool. He openeth not his mouth in the gate. Wisdom is too high for a fool. He openeth not his mouth in the gate. Now, I wonder, well, there's a lot. See, I could start asking questions. I want to start teaching. I've got to stop myself. Proverbs 24:7. Let me read it to you one more time. Wisdom is too high for a fool. He openeth not his mouth in the gate. Question number 3 came from Proverbs 24, verse 17, and there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 missing words, 7 fill in the blank. All right. Proverbs 24:17. It was question number 3, or it formed question number 3. Proverbs 24:17, which reads like this. Proverbs 24:17. Rejoice not when thine enemy falleth, and let not thine heart be glad when he stumbleth. Proverbs 24:17, rejoice not when thine enemy falleth, and let not thine heart be glad when he stumbleth. We talk about a convicting verse. You talk about wanting to preach a sermon right there. When your enemy, someone you really consider your enemy, they've gossiped about you, they've lied about you, they've said horrible things, they've done horrible things to you. Rejoice not when thine enemy falleth. You shouldn't be rejoicing, and you should let not your heart be glad when they stumble. That's hard to do. That's a convicting verse right there. I think, yeah, that's a verse that you kind of like, I don't think I've ever read the book of Proverbs. I don't think I remember that verse. What are you talking about? I'm not guilty of it because I don't know it, but ignorance is no excuse. All right, here we go. Here's number 4, all right? So number 1 came from Proverbs 24:1. Question number 2 came from Proverbs 24:7. Question number 3 came from Proverbs 24:17. And number 4 came from Proverbs 24:28. Proverbs 24:28. Proverbs 24:28, be not a witness against thy neighbor without cause, and deceive not with thy lips. Be not a witness against thy neighbor without cause, and deceive not with thy lips. It's the idea of probably bearing false witness, using deceit. Yeah. Saying things about people when you should not be saying things about people. A lot of applications there. And then the last one was a big one here, because this one had actually number 4 had a lot of missing blanks. It had missing words. It had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It had 7 as well. Let me read it to you again. Proverbs 24:28. Proverbs 24:28. Be not a witness against thy neighbor and without cause. Okay, I'm going to read that again. Be not a witness against thy neighbor without cause, and deceive not with thy lips. There was a lot of missing words on that one. But the last question was number 5. And remember, it covered 2 verses. Proverbs 24:33-34. And it had, this is how many missing words was in question number 5. It had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There were 10 missing words. And they came from Proverbs 24:33-34. Are you ready? Proverbs 24:33-34. Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall thy poverty come as one that travaileth, and thy want as an armed man. Now, there's a lot to figure out at the end of verse 34, but the idea here is a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands. Poverty. Negative things can happen. Slothfulness and laziness can lead to, in a sense, poverty. We could talk about this physically. We could talk about this spiritually. There's a lot of different things we could go. I could joke around and make a plan. See, those who are sleeping right now, a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands, and they lose 50 points. They lose 50 points because there's no way they're going to get tonight's quiz in before midnight because they're sound asleep. All right. But if you're awake, you have the opportunity. All right. So that was our last Bible Pop quiz. That was the Bible Pop quiz for October the 4th, 2023. There you have it. It was all Proverbs chapter 24. Now, the Bible Pop quiz that was supposed to be for October the 6th, 2023. Well, it's actually October the 5th, 2023. So the Bible Pop quiz for October the 5th, 2023. If you get this done before midnight, you get 50 extra points. Are you ready? This one is dedicated. Does anyone know? Can anyone guess which book and which chapter this entire quiz is going to come from? Can anybody guess? If you guess right, you get an extra 50 points. So if you do the quiz and you guess right now, and if you're listening to me on Spreaker, I will accept you typing out an answer. Okay. If you can guess, where do you think this entire quiz comes from? It comes from one book and one chapter in your Bible. If you can tell me where, right now, you get 50 points. You get 50 points. All you got to do is guess. I mean, you got a pretty good chance. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes here to see if anyone is listening on Spreaker. Nobody may be listening on Spreaker. Oh, wait. Oh, someone said Exodus 24. Whoa, I am so sorry. Thank you for calling and playing, but you lose 50 points, so you're now down negative 50. So I'm sorry. That was a horrible try. No, it was actually a pretty good try because it wouldn't make sense that possibly it's Exodus. But no. It's not Exodus. It's not Exodus. It was a good try, though. It was a good try. Oh, someone said Judges chapter 17. Someone said Judges 17. I wonder, why would it be Judges? I wonder, why would it be Judges? For what reason would I be in the book of Judges? Like, why? That's a weird choice. Why Judges chapter 17? Come on. Why would I pick Judges 17? I mean, we haven't said anything about Judges 17 in what? Months, years, right? It's been ages. Well, why would it be? Okay, well, let's find out. Let's find out where it is, all right, since everyone's obviously losing serious points. All right, are you ready? Here we go. Question number one for the Bible Pop quiz for October the 5th, 2023. For some reason, I wanted to say November. I hope I didn't say the Bible Pop quiz for October the 4th. I hope I didn't say November. I don't think I did, but here we go. Bible Pop quiz. I have my notebook right here. Have my Bible. Have my pencil. Here we go. I have pencils. See, I get an extra 50 points just because I have multiple pencils. All right. Here we go. Question number one. I know you're saying I got to hurry because I'm in a different time zone. It's going to be midnight. Okay. I know. I'm trying to mess with you. Here we go. Question number one. Look up. Now, this is one of those open-ended ones, so this one's going to require a little bit of work. Look up and summarize what you learn about Mount Ephraim. Look up and summarize what you learn about Mount Ephraim. look up and summarize what you learn about Mount Ephraim. Have we heard about Mount Ephraim today? I don't know. Did we? I can't remember. I think we did a podcast episode today where we talked about Mount Ephraim. At least it was mentioned, I think. I don't remember. Does anyone remember? Does anyone listen to this podcast? Okay. All right. Yes. Mount Ephraim was mentioned earlier today in a podcast episode that went over an hour. All right. Okay. About someone being a dirt bag. Does anybody remember that? Okay, maybe. All right. So look up and summarize what you learn about Mount Ephraim. Number two. Are you ready? Here's question number 2. Number 1, simple. Look up and summarize what you learn about Mount Ephraim. You may want to look up in a couple of Bible dictionaries. You can look up Ephraim, and you'll probably get an entry for Mount Ephraim. You can do a little bit of research. Just summarize. You don't have to just copy what's in the dictionary. Just summarize it. Have the main points. Right? Open-ended. Right? Pretty simple. There's not really, as long as you look up and get some basic information about Mount Ephraim, then obviously you're going to be okay. All right, here we go. Number 2. Here we go. Okay, no, this one is long, so you're going to have, if you're going to try to write this out, there's a lot here. Here we go. Number 2. Yet he restored the money unto his mother, and his mother took 200 shekels of silver and gave them to the founder, who made therefore a blank blank and a blank blank, and they were in the house of blank. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 missing words in this one. Are you ready? Here we go. Yet he restored the money unto his mother, and his mother took 200 shekels of silver and gave them to the founder, who made thereof a blank blank and a blank blank, and they were in the house of blank. And this comes from, does anybody know which book? Judges. Which chapter? Chapter 17. All right. So question number 1, look up and summarize what you learn about Mount Ephraim. Number 2 is, and this is fill in the blank, yet he restored the money unto his mother, and his mother took 200 shekels of silver and gave them to the founder, who made thereof a blank blank and a blank blank, and they were in the house of blank. Judges chapter 17. Number 3. Number 3 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 missing words, 6 fill in the blanks. Are you ready? Okay, well, this is question number 3. Here we go. And the man blank had an house of blank and made and blank and blank and consecrated one of his blank, who became his blank. All right. This is question number 3. And I'm going to look this one up really carefully because I think I misspelled something there. Okay, hang on. And let me look here. And hang on. And yeah, okay, there. Yeah, I'm going to correct that really quick. I read it the correct way, but I have it misspelled incorrect here. All right, here we go. Are you ready? Here's number 3. And the man, blank, had an house of blank and made and blank and blank and consecrated one of his blank, who became his blank. That is question number 3 for the Bible Pop Quiz for October the 5th, 2023. And of course, that's found in Judges chapter 17. And the man blank had a house of blank and made and blank and consecrated one of his blank and who became his blank. Judges chapter 17. Number 4. Now this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 missing words. This one has 13. So reading this is going to be ridiculous. So I'm just going to have to give you I'm just going to try to help you do this one. Are you ready? Okay. Trying to read this one would be like, all I'm going to be saying is blank, 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 blank. That's just going to sound ridiculous. So I'll try to do this one a little different. All right. Are you ready? Question number 4. In those days, there was 4 missing words there. Blank, 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 blank. In those days, there was 4 missing words. Blank, 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 blank. But every man, and then just fill in the rest. All right. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think 9 missing words. All right. So in those days, there was 4 missing words. Blank, 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 blank. But every man, and then just fill in the rest. This is from Judges chapter 17. In those days, there was blank, 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 blank. But every man, and then just fill in the rest. All the rest is missing. And number 5. Look up and summarize what you learn about the Levites. Look up and summarize what you learn about the Levites. Look up and summarize what you learn about the Levites. That's an open-ended question. So we start with an open-ended question. Look up and summarize what you learn about Mount Ephraim. We end with an open-ended question. Look up and summarize what you learn about the Levites. Those are simple. Those are straightforward. In the middle, we have 3 fill in the blanks. The first one is, yet he restored the money unto his mother. And his mother took 200 shekels of silver, gave them to the founder, who made therefore a blank blank and a blank blank. And they were in the house of blank. Again, Judges chapter 17. Number 3, and the man blank had a house of blank and made and blank and consecrated one of his blank who became his blank. Number 4, in those days there was 4 missing words, blank, 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 but every man, and then you got to fill in the rest because everything is missing after that. Again, Judges chapter 17. 2 open-ended questions, 3 fill in the blanks, or 3 fill in the blank questions, a lot of blanks to fill in. All right. And there you have it. That is your Bible Pop quiz for October the 5th, 2023. Really, it was scheduled for October the 6th. But hey, it's a pop quiz, right? Whenever you hear that sound, you know which sound. Whenever you hear this sound, it's a Bible Pop quiz. So hopefully you got all of those written down. I will go through them one more time just to make sure that no one has any problems, has any difficulties. Question number 1, look up and summarize what you learn about Mount Ephraim. Number 2, yet he restored the money unto his mother, and his mother took 200 shekels of silver and gave them to the founder, who made thereof a blank blank and a blank blank, and they were in the house of blank. Again, Judges chapter 17. Number 3, and the man blank had a house of blank and made an and blank and consecrated one of his blank who became his blank. It's always I always have a problem when I start reading it, I start filling in the blanks. I have to try to refrain from it. I always have to say, no, don't read it. Don't read it. All right. Or don't say it. Number 4, in those days, there was blank, 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 4 missing words. But every man, and then just fill in the rest because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 missing words. And then number 5, look up and summarize what you learn about the Levites. There you have it. If you complete that and you send it to me, newsif@yahoo.com, before midnight, you get 50 extra points. Someone suggested everything came from Judges 17. I don't know. I don't know if that's where, I don't think they're right. Do you think they're right? Do you think all of that came from Judges 17? Yes, everything came from Judges 17, and we covered Judges 17 earlier today in an hour and 15-minute sermon review, and that sermon was entitled Micah the Dirtbag. All right. And you can find that message on the Sermons 2.0 app by searching for it. Micah the Dirtbag. That's the original message. We just called it Micah the Idolater, is what we called our review. We did not review the whole thing. In fact, I have it paused right here. We have like 27 minutes left, but I told you to go listen to the rest, and then you can email me your thoughts. If you listen to the rest of that sermon, by all means, send me your thoughts, or was there anything else? You got to hear kind of two different perspectives on idolatry. So I thought it was pretty interesting, pretty important, and hopefully it was beneficial. And now, because we heard Judges 17, a large portion of it read, and Judges 18, a large portion of it read. Well, now you got a Bible Pop quiz to help reinforce, and by repetition, reinforce what you've heard read, and what you're now writing down leads to what? Retention. And once you retain it, then it's there and you can utilize it in your other approaches to, well, Bible study. There you have it. There's your Bible Pop quiz for this Thursday, October the 5th, 2023. It is now 9:28 p.m. Central Time. Get the Bible Pop quiz done before midnight, 50 extra points. If you wake up tomorrow and go, wait, what just happened? That's not fair. Well, a little sleep, a little slumber. I think that was in a verse somewhere in Proverbs that we talked about in the last pop quiz. All right, thanks for listening. Everyone have a great night. Most importantly, may God bless you as you search and study his word. Thanks for listening.